Since finishing the demo, I have high hopes for Pikmin 4. That wouldn't have been the case a couple weeks ago. The controls were going to be a major point of contention for me. I'm of the opinion that the Pikmin series reached its peak on the Wii U with Pikmin 3. The controls were at their most pinpoint. They streamlined the Pikmin classes, allowed you to play with 3 separate characters, bringing multitasking to its absolute maximum. And when they brought that game to the Switch in the form of Pikmin 3 Deluxe, I realized that the series could never be the same again. Because although the Joy-Con controls did work, they were never going to be as precise or reliable as the Wii Remote. Pikmin 4 will undoubtedly be a step backwards in terms of design, in terms of complexity, but that might not be a bad thing in the long run. 3 was already taking steps to streamline the formula. They took away certain classes by adding new ones that encompassed multiple skills together. You can't just keep adding new Pikmin types to the series and expect things to keep on working correctly. They made things a lot more forgiving in 3, and this is because they're trying to keep the series from flying off the rails and becoming too complicated for new game players to give it a shot. So the question going into Pikmin 4 is, what's going to change and what's going to feel familiar? So again, the controls have been pulled back. You don't have the precision that you did with the Wii Remote. And it looks like, at least in the demo, there isn't any Joy-Con functionality, so you're not messing with any of the gyros. So this means the battles are probably going to be less complex. But again, that could be a good thing. To ask the player to do intricate, precise moves all in real time can sometimes take the fun out of the game. I'm okay if the monsters are well thought out, they're a spectacle, and the complexity can just come from the management portion of the game. Because for me, that's what Pikmin has always been about. The multitasking, the exploration, and the trying to get the most out of every day. Just trying to squeeze in that one extra last task before the sun goes down. And it's pretty obvious that Nintendo is aware of this, as they've made this word Dandori very prominent in all their early marketing. They were talking about Dandori Battle Mode, and in the demo the characters are talking about Dandori is the art of organizing your tasks strategically and working with maximum efficiency to execute your plans quickly. So Dandori Mode is basically who can arrange their stuff better mode. That's quite literally what it means. I've asked a couple of my friends who live in Japan, and they've confirmed that it's a term that's often used in the workplace. And I've seen some people complain, well, if you really wanted us to do as much as possible, you should give us the best controls. But you know that's not possible now with the Wii Remote, a thing of the past. It's not like they can release a Wii Remote controller with a sensor bar just for this game. So this is just life after the fact. And so how they've tried to move on from that, they've made everything sticky. The pointer just sticks to things that you potentially want to shoot at. They've introduced this Ochi character that allows you to huddle all the Pikmin on his back. And he can jump to reach higher places instead of having to throw each other's characters up there. And like I said, this is all a step back from the complexity of Pikmin 3. But instead they've kind of brought back the subterranean levels from Pikmin 2. This allows them to be a lot more weird with the environment design. And also now there's this upgrade system where you need to upgrade Ochi, you need to upgrade your suit. These are all tied into this raw materials system where you're collecting raw materials which are used for the upgrades or for building clay bricks to build bridges or something like that. I don't know how exactly it's going to work, how it's going to play out, but it's surely taking a step in a different direction. Also, you find out there's a bunch of crew members missing that aren't part of your rescue team. So now you're also running around trying to rescue other people, in addition to this weird Olimar red leaf face thing. But like I said before, taking a step back might be a good thing. Pikmin was always supposed to be kind of this light strategy game, similar to Warcraft and Starcraft, but not nearly as demanding. I realized after finishing the demo that I still love the Pikmin formula. The demo cuts off when you reach a certain amount of materials collected, and I had been gaming it to where I was leaving a bunch of the materials next to the ship, but not officially collecting it yet. I had triggered the cap whilst underground, and there was a whole nother dungeon to explore, and I still needed to collect all those parts lying around my ship. And this is when I realized the Dandori thing is really true, and the essence of Pikmin. Because I'm sitting here debating to myself, well, if I started the demo over again and did this differently, I bet you I could get all those parts and hit that dungeon and search another area before the timer runs out. And that is the feeling that they're trying to create in this game. And as far as I can tell, it's still there. And I think that's all I want out of this game. I want to multitask, I want to break down walls and build bridges, go to interesting, cool new places. If you've noticed, there's a lot of indoors in the house stuff, which is a first. And come across some weird, gross looking bosses. And those are kind of the tenets of Pikmin for me. And I trust Nintendo enough to where I know there will be a certain quality level. I'm sure they've done their research and thought things through, and there's got to be a reasoning behind the changes. So we'll see in a couple weeks. Like I said, I'm a lot more excited now than I was before. There's a good chance I'm going to run through the demo again to see what happens to red-faced Olimar. Hopefully you guys will give the game a shot, or at least the demo, which is available now and will import into the main game. So we'll see what happens. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.